What's up guys, Jack here, and welcome back to the channel. So today I have a bit of a different video for you guys. Anyone who knows me knows I'm really big into barbecue and grilling, and recently I've been looking for a portable grill that I can transport in the back of my truck when we go on weekend trips. So I was doing some browsing on Facebook and I found this Coleman Roadtrip grill that was listed for free. So this thing was obviously pretty grimy when I picked it up. If they kept it in better condition, they definitely could have sold it for like 50 bucks or 60 bucks. But I decided to grab this thing and do like a little restoration. I'm gonna do a full disassembly and deep clean of all the parts. I know this isn't typically the content I upload, but I am the jock of all trades and I thought this might be a fun video idea. So with that, let's go over the materials list and then let's get into deep cleaning this grill. So once again, this video starts off at Home Depot. We're gonna go head over to the grill aisle and pick up some materials to clean this grill. We're gonna grab a can of this Simply Green barbecue degreaser, a pack of these crocodile grill wipes, a pair of these neoprene cleaning gloves, a 2-inch paint scraper to scrape off all the crust on this thing, and you're also gonna need some high heat Rust-Oleum grill paint and a couple of metal brushes used to prep surfaces for welding. So I wheeled this thing out into the driveway and got all my materials ready, and we're gonna go ahead and take this thing out of the case. Again, it's absolutely disgusting. There's a reason this thing was free, but new, this grill retails for over $300, so even if I have to put some money into the upfront equipment, it's still definitely worth it. Pretty nice overall. I like how easy it is to set up the grill and break it back down. And taking a look on the inside, these cast iron grates are gonna need some heavy cleaning and probably resurfacing. So to start off, I'm just gonna use that degreaser and spray down the grates. This is gonna help just dislodge all of that old crusty grease. Make sure you get both sides, and then I'm gonna go ahead and shove these into a plastic trash bag to just sit for about an hour. Repeat with the other grill grate, and make sure you get a nice thick coating of this degreaser on there, set it aside, and we'll go ahead and work on the rest of the grill. So now I got my paint scraper out, and I'm just gonna try and scrape off as much of this stuff from the drip pan. It's absolutely caked on there. You can see it's like almost a ½ inch thick of just disgusting grease and crust. Pretty sure this guy had no idea what he was doing in terms of cleaning and maintaining this grill. Any self-respecting barbecuer would have done a better job at cleaning some of this stuff out of here. But I'm just shoveling all of this nasty stuff into a bag. And now after that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and disassemble the rest of the grill. So just take out that drip pan and tap off any of the remaining crust. And then I went ahead and sprayed down the drip pan as well with the degreaser, and I placed that in the same trash bag as the two grates. Again, making sure you're getting both sides and applying a nice thick coat. Right here, I'm unscrewing the burner assembly. So there's just one screw that holds in the little starter. So I'm just taking that screw out, and there's one screw on the bottom that holds the burner in place. After that's done, you should be able to pop that little starter out and then loosen the screw on the hose clamp, and you can pull the whole burner assembly out from the propane lines. Repeat on the same side, just remove those 3 screws, take out the starter, and remove the burner assembly. And again, I'm taking that degreaser and just covering these things with a nice thick coat. These are also pretty crusted up as well, and they're gonna need some restoring. After that's done, I got my pack of crocodile wipes here, and I'm just gonna wipe out the inside of the grill. This area is gonna be covered by the drip pan, so it doesn't need to be perfect in my opinion, but I'm just trying to clean out most of this grease. And I'm just wiping down the rim of the inside here with that crocodile wipe, just trying to get it as clean as possible. The underside of the grill here is pretty nasty. This is supposed to be blue, and it's just completely black with just old grease and carbon from burning on. This definitely isn't gonna come off without like a whole like disassembly and resanding of the lid, so I just did my best here with the wipes. Gave it a little spray with the degreaser, and then I went ahead and wiped that back down, just trying to do as best I could. So it's getting a bit dark out, and after about an hour passed, I just went and hosed off all of the parts. So this is me hosing out the drip pan, and I did the same for the 2 grates and the burner assemblies as well. Now it's the next day and we're in my kitchen. I'm gonna use some Barkeeper's Friend on the grates here, so just shake that out. Don't worry about preserving the finish on here. This finish is completely cooked anyways. The grates are made out of cast iron, so I don't mind stripping down to bare metal and having to reseason from scratch. You can see I'm just going to town with the Scrub Daddy here. I also have some of this power paste, also from Scrub Daddy, and I'm using that to scrub off the burner assembly as best I can. I'm repeating the same steps here for the drip pan, just using that power scrub and trying to get as much of the gunk out of there as I can. We're definitely gonna have to come back and do a little more work after the initial scrub. So after I rinse that out, you can see the whole coating of the bottom of the drip pan peeled off with it, and it's already starting to rust over, so we're gonna have to refinish this with that grill paint later on. Next up, I just got a big tub, dumped in some dish soap, and then filled this thing with hot water to soak the burner assemblies. Again, these don't have to be perfect since they're gonna be in direct contact with the fire, but I'm just trying to get this down to as much bare metal as I can so I can refinish them. And then for the heavy duty scrubbing, I got out my wire brush here, and I also have some #1 steel wool that I'm using on these. You can see after just a few minutes that steel wool did a really good job at just taking off that gunk, and we're down to bare metal in the burner assemblies. So just finish those off and we'll move on to the grates here. I have a slightly bigger wire brush for the grates, and I probably spent about 30 minutes on each grate just going to town. You can see I'm making some progress there, getting it down to bare metal, but just take your time. This was not a quick process by any means. Definitely took a lot of elbow grease, and I'm just going back over at the end with that little brush, just trying to get all the little cracks and crevices that I missed with the big brush. So now we're on day 3 and I'm working on the drip pan, using that metal brush again to just try and scrape out some of that rust and get us back down to bare metal so we can prep the surface for painting. After going to town with those metal brushes, I made sure everything was super dry and prepped a little paint station with a cardboard box. I went ahead and taped over the holes that are adjacent to the igniter so they didn't get blocked by any of the paint. And then we're gonna go ahead and shake up our can of high heat grill paint and go ahead and start painting these parts. I already know I'm gonna get comments down below about inhaling paint fumes with my food, but this grill paint is rated for like 1200 degrees F. I don't think this tiny propane grill is getting anywhere near that. And honestly, after cooking on this thing, it definitely doesn't have any paint taste. You can feel free to roast me in the comments though if you want. So I got my first coat of that grill paint down, and then I'm just going back to the top of the grill and wiping it back down with those crocodile wipes. We did the inside before, but now I'm just finishing up the top, trying to get it back to that navy blue. The crocodile wipes are actually really good here for cutting through the grease. Definitely gonna keep a pack of these on hand for wiping down the grill in the future. And then just going over the bottom quickly here, trying to get any remaining lingering grease. And here's our parts. This is after 2 coats of that grill paint. You can see the drip pan came out super nice. You're definitely fine painting this thing. It's not gonna come into contact with any direct flames. If you're really concerned about the paint fumes, you can skip the step of painting the burner assembly, but again, I think it's probably fine. So now I'm fitting the burner assemblies back into the chassis of the grill. You slide it into the little propane line first, and then pop the starter through the little hole. Here I am peeling off that little piece of tape I applied earlier, and you can see those holes are left clear of any paint. We're gonna go ahead and tighten back down those 3 screws we removed earlier, and then repeat the same thing on the other side. Pop the burner assembly into the propane line, slide the igniter through, and then screw everything down with the 3 screws. After that, we can go ahead and replace our drip pan. I'm really happy with how these parts turned out after the paint. And then finally, we can replace our grates. You can see I did my best job getting down to bare metal here. Obviously, I missed a few spots, but it's nothing that a few coats of seasoning can't fix. And here's the final product before we light it up. Overall, I'm really happy with the cleaning process and how it turned out in the end. That grill paint's gonna do a great job of preventing rust on any of the parts we sanded down earlier. And then lastly, I needed to replace the propane regulator on this. I accidentally ordered the wrong part here. This particular model does not have threads for a propane regulator, so you need this one with little clips on it. I'll leave a link below if you're trying to repair this exact grill. And then I just got a little Coleman green propane tank out, screwed it down, turned on the gas to make sure it was flowing, and then lit it up for the first time. And fortunately, it started right up. I know it's hard to see on camera here, but both burners lit up on the first try. After I let the grill preheat for a while, I dipped a paper towel in some avocado oil and just wiped down the grates. I closed back down the grill and then just let that burn off to start seasoning those cast iron grates. You can see that brown color kind of starting to form on top of the grates. This is going to create that nonstick surface we need. And here it is after a few more coats. You can see it's gotten a lot deeper brown. So just giving it one final light wipe of oil. And then I'm going to throw down some butterfly chicken breast as my first meat on this grill. And you can see after about 5 minutes here, these things picked up some nice grill marks. Not really any sticking to report on the grill. The seasoning did a great job of keeping everything non-stick. I let those go for a little bit longer on the backside, and I pulled this first one off right around 162, 163, let that rest up to 165. The second one was a little thicker, so I took that one off a second later, but that's pretty much it. Made some nice chicken sandwiches out of this, and I'm really happy with how this grill turned out. Let me know if you guys have any questions about anything I did in this video. I'm gonna go eat this chicken sandwich, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.